Hello, this is Garrett Moore, and I will be discussing the nonverbal communication in the Native American culture. Before I get started, I wanted to share a quote found in an article discussing Native American nonverbal communications. Author Linda Ching says, Native Americans' communication styles influenced by values that emphasize humility, respect for elders, learning through storytelling, intuitiveness, and concern for group harmony. With this being said, let's start discussing the nonverbal communication within the Native American culture. Kinesics is the study of the way in which certain body movements and gestures serve as a form of nonverbal communication. They praise by raising their hands with the palms facing towards them and slightly shaking them. They point with their lips and eyebrows instead of pointing fingers. Proxemics. Proxemics is the amount of space that people feel is necessary to set between themselves with others. When interacting happens in the Native American culture, interacting side by side is more comfortable than face to face. This especially happens in interaction with a conversation between two people. When interacting with people outside of the Native American culture, they prefer more distance. Haptics. Haptics is the use of touch and physical contact between interactants. Touching within this culture isn't exactly outlawed. The Native American culture has adopted the European/American way of handshaking, although the handshake is light and quick. Paralinguistics. When it comes to paralinguistics, it pretty much means that the aspects of spoken communication that do not involve words. When speaking in the Native American culture, it typically has a quiet range of pitch, tone, and volume. It is the proper adult communication pattern. When talking quickly and loudly, it is disapproved. They tend to speak dispassionately about something very meaningful or important, not impose their emotion or energy on others. Chronemics is pretty much the role of time in communication. I would say for the Native American culture that they are more of a polychronic culture because they are more focused on relationships than watching the clock. Physical appearance and attire. When it comes to physical appearance of the Native culture, they dress more casually and traditionally. Overdressing may create the impression of viewing oneself as being above others. Their clothing is a large part of their culture. It is a main factor in cultural and religious ceremonies. In an article about Native American clothing, author Gatewood stated the reason that they wear their traditional clothing was to encourage and instill pride within their culture. Oculesics. Oculesics is the idea of eye movement, eye behavior, or anything eye-related in nonverbal communication. A bunch of Western cultures, such as ours here in America, consider things such as eye contact a sense of honesty and confidence. In the Native American culture, they do not take it as a good expression. It is taken as rude and offensive. Olfactics is pretty much the interpretation of smells. In an article discussing signs, signals, and symbols of olfactics, authors Haviland Jones, Wilson, and Freyberg discuss this area has emerged only in the present century with the discovery that people can produce and detect odors for fear, happy, and disgust. This quote just helps discuss the idea of olfactics. With all this being said, the Native American culture truly does have their own unique way of nonverbal communication.